It was a dramatic day at The View, one that left both audience members and co-hosts momentarily stunned, and then laughing, when moderator Whoopi Goldberg gave a memorable performance during the live Hot Topics segment. The moment unfolded mid-discussion during Tuesday's episode as the co-hosts were deep into a particularly fiery debate on a controversial subject, which, in typical View fashion, had already triggered plenty of passionate interruptions and animated gesturing. But no one expected Goldberg, 68, to suddenly slump forward onto the table with an exaggerated gasp. "Oh my God!" she exclaimed as she seemingly collapsed in disbelief, only to spring back up seconds later to emphasize her frustration. Rising from her seat, Goldberg threw her hands into the air and walked to the edge of the table, practically yelling, "Are we seriously doing this?" The live studio audience gasped, unsure whether she was joking or genuinely distressed. But as Goldberg turned back toward her co-hosts with a dramatic eye roll and a small smirk, it became clear that the Oscar-winning actress was putting her comedic timing on full display, albeit in response to a real and heated exchange. Joy Behar, sitting to Goldberg's right, looked visibly alarmed at first. "Whoopi, I thought you fainted for a second," she said, reaching out to touch her friend's shoulder. Sunny Hostin covered her mouth in disbelief before bursting into laughter. "You scared me." Alyssa Farah Griffin added, "We need a defibrillator for the table now." But Goldberg wasn't done. Pacing briefly behind the table, she launched into an impassioned, and now elevated response, calling out what she viewed as political hypocrisy. "I'm just tired of the double standards," she shouted. "One side does something and it's the end of the world. The other side does the exact same thing and nobody blinks." Crowd, finally catching on to her theatrical protest, erupted into applause. Even Sarah Haynes clapped from across the table. "That was iconic," she said. Topic at the center of the debate had to do with the boundaries of political expression in schools, a segment that had already divided the panel. Hostin and Farah Griffin had engaged in a particularly pointed back and forth, with Behar trying to mediate. Goldberg, who'd been quiet for a few minutes, suddenly broke her silence with her now viral table flop. Viewers online were equally taken aback and impressed. Clips of Goldberg's collapse and subsequent standing rant began circulating on social media within minutes. On X, formerly Twitter, one user wrote, "Whoopi just collapsed on live TV and I thought it was a medical emergency. Turns out she was just done with everyone's nonsense. I love her." Another commented, "Nobody can bring drama like Whoopi. She's the queen of The View for a reason." Later in the show, after a commercial break, Goldberg addressed the moment with her signature blend of dry humor and candor. "For those of you at home who thought I passed out, don't worry, I'm just overly dramatic," she said, prompting more laughter from the audience. "But seriously, sometimes I gotta flop to make a point. You get tired of talking in circles." Goldberg, who has helmed the long-running ABC talk show since 2007, is known for her no-nonsense demeanor, sharp wit, and occasional viral outbursts. While her antics may occasionally raise eyebrows, they also inject an undeniable energy into the show, something that both critics and fans acknowledge keeps The View compelling. Behind the scenes, producers reportedly found the moment hilarious and unplanned. A source close to the show told one entertainment outlet, "That was all Whoopi. She just felt the energy of the conversation and let it out, in classic Whoopi style." With the season nearing its end, Tuesday's episode will likely go down as one of the most talked-about moments of the year. It's not the first time Goldberg has brought the unexpected to the table, and it surely won't be the last. As The View continues to stir passionate conversations across the political spectrum, Goldberg remains its rock, even when she falls flat on the table. Literally,